Hey there, welcome to day 847 of What's She Up To Now? Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here. And knee high to a grasshopper was the get up and go, not get up and go challenge, knee high to a grasshopper was a supersize your business idiom today. And I remember going to bed last night thinking, I don't know how to tie knee high to a grasshopper into business. How am I going to do that? And of course, then I woke up this morning and I thought about it for a couple of minutes, and all of a sudden I had all kinds of ways to tie that idiom, that expression, into the ways it could impact our life, the ways we could look at it, the ways we do look at it as human beings in our life. And it might not be the per se saying knee high to a grasshopper, but what it means to be very small, to be young, to be, I think, innocent, but not necessarily. But because you're very young and new to something, you're small, you're considered small. Well, when we start off in anything, right, we start off small. Every single one of us was knee-high to a grasshopper at some point, probably in utero, but we were that small at one point. We all start out the same. We all start out as little babies, a clean slate, not really knowing how to do anything for ourselves, and we learn and grow and develop over the years to the human beings that we're going to be. Hopefully, you're on a lifelong path of continuous learning and continuously becoming the best version of yourself, but not necessarily. Everybody doesn't choose that. I used to think everybody chose that, but I've come to know that that's not true. Each of us choose how we want to show up in the world and what we want to do and what we don't want to do. And some people think that once they get out of high school, once they get out of college, they're done growing, they're done developing as a human being and as a person, and that's their prerogative. I say, heck no, you can't make me stop learning. I'm going to keep learning till the day that I die. I'll be learning. Whether I can see or not, I'll be finding a way to figure out how to get more knowledge and more information in my head. I just have a thirst for learning and a thirst for understanding and a thirst for personal growth and development. So what does it have to do with the Get Up and Go Challenge? Get Up and Go Challenge, I'm launching it again tomorrow, and I'm excited because I'm going to do the same thing I did about a week or so ago. I'm going to do the same challenge again because I want to start being more focused and more consistent, and instead of, like I do on my Supersize Your Business video every day, having a completely random different topic, I want to find my message, share my message, and be very, very clear with what it is and how I can help people. I think I've been super vague about that. I know I've been very vague about that because I've been vague and I've fallen into the traps that so many of us do that have gotten older and had a whole lot of experiences. Going from the offline world to the online world, you're supposed to do the opposite of what you do in the offline world. But I did the same thing in the offline world, and I'm trying to do online, and it doesn't work. It's very ineffective and much harder than in the offline world. Because in the offline world, I was forced to get people and teams and everybody to help me to run the different type businesses that I was running. There's no way I could physically be in, 9 places at the same time to run those businesses. So I had to figure it out. I had to hire people. I had to build teams. I had to do that. Online, there's this belief that you can do everything yourself, and that you have to learn everything yourself. It's one of the biggest pitfalls that many people, including me, fall into when we transition from the offline world to the online world. And if you find a great coach and a great role model, they can help you to not make that mistake. But I've had tons of coaches and role models and been in masterminds and groups, but each one of them just teach and sell me their system, their program. And what I've found is that there is no one program that fits all. There is no one system or program that determines what my experience and my has to be online or should be online. It's different for each of us based on what we come into this industry, just like any other industry or world. If we enter the automobile industry and our dad owned a dealership, or our dad worked at a dealership or was a mechanic, we have an inside track on that industry, how certain things work based on our previous experience. It's true in the online world as well, although sometimes we get into that shiny object syndrome and the learning loop thing, and I've been in both. And because I had a lot of offline experience, we want to come online and we want to duplicate all of that, but we need to focus on one thing. And I've been so guilty of that. I wondered why all my coaching students were coming to me and they had like 10 different projects that they wanted to work on, and they were trying to do 4 or 5 simultaneously. Well, it's because that's exactly what I've been doing, and we tend to attract those people that are like us. And so in order to help my students to not be scattered and diverting their energy, I need to hone them into focus. I need to do the same thing by setting the example, not by doing a ton of different things. So all of my energy is being funneled into one program, one annual program, and all of my education and skills and abilities and all of my membership areas, everything's getting combined into one giant group and one giant offering. And I think it'll be much easier for me to manage and my team to manage, and it'll be a lot more fun and a lot more focused effort going forward for people. So I will be selling the soap again, sharing the soap, not selling the soap, it's free training, a free challenge, but I will be sharing the soap again this week, and we will see how it goes. I'm excited to get some new people into the more focused program and to kind of centralize my efforts. So Get Up and Go Challenge starting tomorrow. Yes, I know it's Memorial Day, but that's awesome because that means I don't have my amazing little granddaughter with me, so I can do it uninterrupted and I can actually show up 100%. I don't have to worry about what she's doing in the background. So that, to me, is a win-win. So Get Up and Go Challenge, fun challenge, 365-day, do one fun thing every day. It's in the little journal book, do one fun thing every day. It was day 138 today, about lending a hand. And it's always awesome to lend a hand, except if the hand breaks off. So lending a hand, and the challenge was to, find a tree and water it, and I'm like, okay, well, I say instead of adopting a tree, why don't we lend a hand and help another human being, or just build and work on one of our relationships, or just pay attention to somebody. That would be a more valuable way to lend a hand right now than to do a tree. But if there's a tree or a garden that needs help around you, you could do that as well. So challenges, obviously my thing. Excited about the new one tomorrow. Excited to actually get a focus and a message that makes sense for me and the people that I'm here to serve. I had some epiphanies this morning as I was getting up and getting ready and realizing that some things I've let slip and tolerate in my life that I'm not going to let slip anymore. Like the haircut. Definitely need to get to one of the salons here soon. So that's it. That's all I've got today. That's what I'm working on. I'm working on the Get Up and Go Challenge today. I'm actually reading a few more books. I did a 30 books in 30-day challenge, and for somebody that's legally blind, this was a real challenge, but it focused and forced me to do some of the things that I've needed to do for a while with respect to visual aids and helping me with vision things, and some things that I've just probably, because of my pride and ego, been putting off doing. Just simple technology that can help me, zoom in on things and make things big, transfer them to the big screen TV, things like that make my life work better and more efficiently than trying to struggle through everything with magnifying glasses, because that gets old too. That's it. That's all I have. If I can help you in any way, hit me up in the comments below. Would love to have you join us in the Get Up and Go Challenge, 11 a.m. Central Time on the Get Up and Go Challenge page. You can just find the page, or I can stick the link in the comments below as well so that people can find it. I think it's going to be exciting because every one of us needs to get up and go, no matter what. And not just because there's a pandemic, but always. It's so easy to get into the rut and the routine of our lives that sometimes we all just need a wake-up call and a shake-up. And I've had a lot of my own personal shake-ups and wake-up calls. I don't recommend that route to anybody, but I have learned that unless something challenges us, unless something comes up in our life, we'll just keep doing what we've always been doing. Unless there's something that happens and I hate to say that's negative, but it usually is something negative that happens that will cause us to change. We tend to just keep doing what we're doing. We don't change. And so as painful as, sudden cardiac arrests can be, and health challenges and pandemics, there is a light at the end of the tunnel, and there is a positive component that each of us are challenged to take from this situation to move our life in the direction that we really want it to go, not just the direction or the groove that we've settled into. Have an amazing day, and I will be with you tomorrow. Bye.